Hey gamers, welcome to another DSP video. We are going to be discussing a meme-tastic segment on his little podcast here. So let's get into it.
Cool. But also, you guys have had other ideas of stuff to do.
Oh
One
boy,
of the
other
ideas
ideas
that came up was, why don't I try this new Foamstars game that just came out on PlayStation Plus. Now, for those who aren't aware, Foamstars is a game that basically looks like a knockoff.
So this was a game he said, "Oh, I'm gonna play it, man." He hyped it up a little bit because it was a free-to-play game, so he was like willing to give it a chance, and it was like, "Oh yeah, man, it's a free game. Why not? It's gonna be on PlayStation, man." Despite him kind of saying it looked kind of bland and lame and whatever, like when it was first announced, he was like, it looks like it's supposed to be like Splatoon, so who really's gonna care, man?" Like, part of me does kind of want to dig up all of the clips of him, like, kind of shitting on Foamstars, but he kind of had a lukewarm reaction to it at best.
Of Splatoon. Apparently, people who are playing it are like, it totally is Splatoon with a few tweaks. It's not exactly like Splatoon.
Let's rewind this a bit.
Foamstars is a game that basically looks like a knockoff of Splatoon. Apparently, people who are playing it are like, it totally is Splatoon with a few tweaks. It's not exactly like Splatoon, but absolutely, it's Splatoon.
Of course, it's not gonna be exactly okay. Whatever.
Like that, to a T, that's what they were going for. They were copying this game. So I have a little bit to say about Foamstars. So we're talking.
It's so funny. This is a funny segment for a lot of reasons. Like, this dude, when you ask him, "Oh, are you gonna play this FromSoft game, like, or this Soulsborne-like game?" If I want to play the real thing, I'll play the actual thing. I want to play a knockoff. You know, it's not gonna be as good as the original, and all this like nonsense. He kept comparing like other Soulsborne games to like knockoff stuff all the time, and yet it's so funny, right? Every time there's a Nintendo knockoff, DSP runs to play it. Multiverses. Oh man, this game was so good. He tried so hard to be like into that game, which to this day it's like massive cringe. Disney Dreamlight Valley. That was a knockoff of Animal Crossing, and DSP ran to play it. He loved it. And now we got to discuss Foamstars, a game which he wasn't like super sold on, by the way.
Talk about it now. We might as well, okay? So, people who played Foamstars, all right? Well, first of all, here's something that was kind of interesting. Foamstars released yesterday, but they did a launch event for it, okay? And when they did this launch event, they did something completely different than what you would expect. They actually hired small-time content creators.
Like
who? To
who?
do the launch event of Foamstars. They didn't hire big-time people and pay them insane amounts of money. Like, they didn't hire fucking giant streamers to go there. They just hired, like normal-level people. And
how does he know these people are normal-level people? Whatever.
although I appreciate that, because I think that that's a cool way to approach it, getting normal people like you and me to play the game and tell their real opinions on it, it didn't really get much traction. Like, if you look at the Foamstars launch party that they did, the people who tweeted about it, who got paid to be there, they get like 50 likes on their post. They got like, 100 retweets.
So why didn't DSP participate?
Like, wow, that's like almost
wow.
reach on Twitter. You know, like, that's not social media like they were hoping for, I'm sure. I'm sure when they did this event, they didn't do it so that 100 people would know about Foamstars.
Okay. So, if that was the case, then why did they get nobodies? I mean, he's kind of highlighting that it was a bad business decision, I guess. But like, this dude, man, he cries about companies should hire the little guy. Oh, they should get the little people, get them involved. A company does what DSP says. Oh, I didn't get that much attention, man. Like, dude, like, if you wanted that to happen and it gets no attention, then shouldn't you just focus on like that they got little people to do it? Oh, whatever.
It didn't really do much, and that's why I was saying yesterday, it was weird that Foamstars had come out, but I hadn't heard anything about it. Like, there was...
Dude, like, I feel like when it was announced, everyone already, like, made up their mind about it. It looked boring. It looked bland. It just didn't look interesting. Like I did not see a single person hyped for it, and it was like, oh, this is just a multiplayer game. Oh, okay, and it's like no one, like an only multiplayer game, and it did also look like a game that was gonna die out. Like it didn't look like it was gonna be a game that was gonna like get the same amount of buzz as like Overwatch, dude.
No buzz on social media about it yesterday at all.
And then I think they said that there's AI generated stuff in that game, so that also like killed a lot of hype for some people. So like it was just it was just a downhill spiral for that game. It was doomed. And then it said it was a free to play game. Like that was just the kiss of death at that point.
It wasn't until people actually got their hands on it.
Because people were saying at this point the reason why they made it free to play on PlayStation was that they knew it was no one was gonna pay for this, so they put it on PlayStation Plus.
Yesterday, that started talking about it. So I've seen some footage of it, and it's not very impressive, just to be honest. And people who are talking about it, I mean, the overall opinion on it is basically this: meh. It's not terrible.
I hate, despise even when he does the meh shit. Like, dude, you're fucking 41, not like 6 years old. Like, come on.
But it's not good. The major problem people are having is finding enough people to play a solid game. Like, people keep matching up and either can't find a full team or they find it and it's laggy as shit because no one's playing it. Like, it's basically...
So if more people played it, the connections would all improve? I mean, I'm no, like, internet guy, but I don't think that's how that works, in my opinion.
kind of dead on arrival. So those who are playing it are saying it's not that bad. You know, the graphics are decent on PS5 and it's fun, but again, I mean, think it's variations on Splatoon. And it's funny because you would think that it's a free for PS Plus game and so many people have PS Plus to have online play for their games that it would be a no-brainer, people would be playing it. But what's actually happened, I feel, at least from what I'm seeing,
it just looked like a failed game. Like I don't think anyone went in thinking, "Oh, this game is gonna like take off."
Social media,
whatever.
Is that something's been exposed that a lot of people
exposed. Oh, here we go.
For years, but a lot of people don't want to listen to, and they
here
always
we
say,
go.
"Oh, that's not true." And what's happened is this game's formula has been exposed. What do I mean by that? Here's what I mean. Splatoon.
He's lost in the
popular
sauce.
game.
Like,
that's not true. And what's happened is this game's formula has been exposed. What do I mean by that? Here's what I mean. Splatoon is a popular game. It is. Splatoon is only a popular game because it's a Nintendo exclusive.
This is fundamentally a dumb take, because a lot of people, like, I've already seen people say, well, what about ARMS? That's a Nintendo game. Yeah, exactly. Nintendo doesn't make necessarily all bangers. And no one, like, just foams... Like, DSP, for some reason, like, is committed to just assume Nintendo fans are brainless sheep. Meanwhile, DSP gobbles down any AAA slop he could get his little hooves on. Like, DSP is no better. And again, this is just the beginning. Like this, if this was all that he said, oh, it's, you know, this and that, oh, this would be like a 5-minute video. No, of course not. It's DSP. He outdoes the insanity each time now. Before, he would just at least, like, say one dumb thing and then that's it. No, DSP has to keep going. He has to keep going with it, because this is already stupid. Again, a Nintendo property is popular because it's Nintendo. Now, there's only 3 Splatoon games. How is that popular? Metroid Dread is a Nintendo game, and that did pretty well. Where's Metroid Prime 4? Exactly.
If Splatoon was a cross-platform game, no one would care.
Remember, guys, DSP does not at all get off to failure, to other people failing. And now this dude is like, yeah, if this game is multi-platform, no one will care. What's the premise of this? Let's think about this. Let's be analytical, because DSP wants people to be more analytical with stuff, right? Correct? Which came out first, Splatoon or Foamstars? Correct? Obviously it's Splatoon. So how does he know that is Splatoon? If Foamstars wasn't like, oh my god, Splatoon came out first. How does he know that? What if the reason why Foamstars isn't successful is because Splatoon is the better product? Like, it did the thing that Foamstars did, but better. So why would anyone want to go buy or try out Foamstars on a $600, $500, $600 machine? A Switch is already out. Everyone has a Switch. Oh, almost everyone, whatever. I mean, it's a big number of people having a Switch. So it already has a big install base. So, and Splatoon is cheaper. No, I take that back. The console is cheaper. Switch is cheaper than the PS5. Oh my god, I'm like going all over the place too. The craziness, man. So people have the Switch. They're already playing Splatoon 3. That game already came out. Splatoon 2 already came out. That came out way before. Splatoon 1 came out on the Wii U. Now, if this came out on the PS4, okay, maybe he'd have a point, I guess. But Splatoon has been on a successful console, i.e. the Switch. More people have probably played it. So there's that. Secondly, I don't think that multiplayer-only games are that wildly successful. Because again, the community that got into Splatoon is not going to buy a $600 machine or whatever to just play Foamstars. That's a free-to-play game and already seems to be like, losing favor. I mean, again, no one looked at it and was like, oh, this is going to kill Splatoon. And this is just, so it's just really dumb to just assume that, oh, since Foamstars failed Splatoon, no one would care if it was Splatoon. People only like Splatoon because it's Nintendo. But look at the two games. Splatoon is like a quirky game that has like octolings and squid shit and like turf wars and just like a goofy like atmosphere. Foamstars just looks like a generic multiplayer only game. Like, it looks like all these other games that try to go for like a goofy look, like Overwatch or whatever. So it's just kind of, whatever. Splatoon is, and the other thing is, oh my god, I'm like tripping over myself here because I'm just like, the insanity, it's building already. Splatoon has a very distinct style to it. Like, it's not even like, oh, it's like this or it's like that. It's just a very distinct style and it's colorful. So it's already doing something successful. But of course, DSP got his shot at Nintendo because he loves Nintendo that much.
But because it's a Nintendo exclusive, the Nintendo Force fanboys go out there and buy the shit out of it, make memes about it, put them all over social media, play the game constantly.
This is, oh my god. Dude, did he like drink a gallon of bleach today? Like, when he did his podcast? Listen to this stupidity.
But because it's a Nintendo exclusive, the Nintendo Force fanboys go out.
Dude, if you own a Nintendo console and Nintendo puts out a game, of course you're gonna buy it if you like the game or want to try it. I just love that he's just sitting there like, yeah, Nintendo fanboys. Oh, yeah, Nintendo fanboys, man. They just eat it up, man. But it's like, dude, they own the console. They just want to play this game and they want to buy it. Oh, man.
Buy the shit out of it, make memes about it, put them all over social media, play the game.
Wow, they're having fun with the game? Wow, so let's get this straight. We're gonna, like, frame this as negative. Nintendo fans buy a game, they play the game, and then they share their enjoyment on social media with clips and memes. That is negative. Now also, let's take a look at another nonsense that DSP loves to tell us every day. No one cares about X game because people already moved on from it. Oh, this game came out? Yeah, no one really talked about it. All this shit, right? Correct? Splatoon 3 or Splatoon in general, I guess, gets a successful group of community of people, group of people, to like just constantly talk about it. The thing that DSP says is a marking of a good game. But now we're framing this negatively. Why?
Constantly have tournament leagues of it because they feel like this is something for them.
I hate this dude so much. Listen to this.
Force fanboys go out there and buy the shit out of it, make memes about it, put them all over social media, play the game constantly, have tournament leagues of it, because
yeah, because no other game ever in the history of ever have tournament leagues. Again, why are we framing this stuff that has been in any other franchise negatively for Nintendo? Okay.
they feel like this is something for them. This is something.
And then we gotta say it's for them, some like pseudo a philosophical take, I guess, or whatever the fuck. Psychological take, I don't know, whatever. Because, dude, they own a Switch and they want to play the game and enjoy it. Like, it's not that deep. And he wants to, like, make it deep for some reason. To shit on it. This is a lot of energy to put into something he didn't really need to, like, complain about.
That's part of their culture and their community.
Again, he literally said this game was meh, and he wasn't that interested in it. And now we're just gonna shit on Splatoon. Why? Why? At this point, DSP needs to give us a reason for these rants. He needs to go on, if he goes on a rant, he must justify the rant. Like, he needs to go through, and after he gives his justification, we have to grade it, and then if he gets a D, he has to get at least a B. A C, a C, he needs to, like, okay, he can only make $10 a day, or that stream. But if he gets a D, he has to redo the entire podcast. He has to start from the beginning and start over and start scripting shit out. Because this rant is so nonsensical. He's literally complaining about Splatoon for no reason.
And therefore, they absorb it, right? They accept it, they absorb it, they buy it, they share it.
What?
They feel like this is something for them. This is something that's part of their culture and their community, and therefore they absorb it, right?
What? It's part of their. Are they like a tribe? The Nintendo tribe? This is like insane, insane. Oh my god, dude! Like again, he needs someone to talk to. He needs a therapist. He needs someone to listen to this and say, and just like rebuttal it or whatever. This isn't healthy. He is literally just not getting any help, and I don't want to like necessarily blame Cat, but like Cat has similar fucking insane takes. It seems like both of them are like insane, and I he just needs to get therapy. He just needs it at this point.
They accept it, they absorb it, they buy it, they share it. It's special. But the moment that gameplay now is no longer Nintendo exclusive, and it's on another competitor's console, no one really cares.
What? So let's get this straight, right? So Nintendo fans love the game and all of this stuff, but when it's on another console, other people don't care, okay?
Right?
Again, he's trying to make the argument that since no one cares about the game on PS5, therefore Splatoon isn't great, and only Nintendo fans are gassing it up as being good. But what's the basis of this? Like, dude, again, Splatoon came out first, so it made a name for itself. Splatoon 1 was pretty successful. I mean, it was successful enough to get a sequel. It got a sequel that did pretty good. And then people tried Splatoon 3. Like, it's really not that deep. And he's saying, like, we'll see, no one will care if it was on other consoles. But how does he know that? Okay, let's say Foamstars came out on the PS3 or came out before Splatoon 1. And that, like, how does he know that in hindsight it wouldn't take off? Like, the Wii U was a failed console. How did Splatoon survive enough to get Splatoon 2? I mean, I guess you could argue, oh, well, they tried again since, like, the Switch sold more. Okay, then fair enough. Then how did it get Splatoon 3? Like, again, Splatoon made a name for itself and is established. Foamstars just looked bland off the bat, even on its own merits. Like, it just didn't, like, resonate with anyone. But that must be because the idea of Splatoon is boring? But how does Splatoon have 3 games? Okay.
Same thing with a lot of games here, right? With, for example, a lot of these first-party Nintendo titles, if you think about the first-party Nintendo titles, why are they really special and prominent? Well, it's because they're always on a Nintendo.
You know what? And this dude is so stupid too. He's saying, like, why are these properties prominent? This dude is like, like, oh my god, I wish I remember verbatim, but he has said shit like, oh, I like Street Fighter 2 because it's the penultimate. I know that's the incorrect for a word to use, but it's DSP, man. The penultimate fighting game, like, it is an established fighting game. It changed the way we look at fighting games and all this stuff, all this nonsense. So he always has such a higher pedestal. I mean, look at his tier list. I think it said the same shit about Zelda and Mario. Like, oh, this redefined the genre, so we must respect it, and all this corny nonsense. But now it's like, well, why are these games so prominent? Maybe for people like you, dumbass, that are like, oh, you gotta respect the classics.
Console, it's the Nintendo IP attached to it that gives it that level of prominence, right? That's why you think people like I played Splatoon 1. I thought Splatoon
What?
Console, it's the Nintendo IP attached to it that
Attached
gives it that
to
level
it.
of prominence, right? That's why.
But what about the Nintendo IPs that fail? Okay.
Like I played Splatoon 1. I thought Splatoon 1 was a decent game. I did. I liked it a lot. And then within a few weeks I got bored because I was like, why do they limit you to certain game modes and maps? It doesn't make sense. And the answer was because they were padding their game. They knew that the game had limited content, and by timing the times that you could do modes and maps, they would limit the amount you could play at a time, so you couldn't get bored that fast because you were actually gauged and limited on what you could play. It was stupid, but it actually fooled people into thinking the game.
It fooled people. What if they just enjoyed the game and they didn't care? Like, again, a game can be fun, and you can, like, put up with, like, if the game is good, you should be able to put up with any restrictions it has in it. Like, okay.
More to it than it had.
And again, he plays Call of Duty, right? That has a lot of, like, modes. He doesn't play all of them. So why should, like, what if Splatoon just wants you to play all of the modes? They don't want people to just play one mode. They want you to play all of them. So they just have you go in certain times. So you're forced to engage with the content that's in the game. Whatever. And this dude didn't even try Splatfest. He didn't even bother.
Splatoon 2 came out. I skipped it entirely, and some people gave me shit for it.
Yeah, he skipped it because he couldn't make money on YouTube for it. He was on Twitch, and he was like, I can't play Nintendo games because of the copyright claims. Because Nintendo removed copyright claims by Smash Bros. Ultimate releasing.
And I was like, but why? It looks the same as the first game. Splatoon 3 came out 2 years ago. Once again, I was going to skip it, and people were like, no, you should absolutely play it. You need to buy it and play it. Because it's a Nintendo exclusive, it's Switch, you don't do that many games. You'll be doing a disservice if you don't play it. I bought it and played.
Guess what? Wrong. Factually incorrect. He did not buy the game. He got gifted the game. Someone else bought it for him. So he didn't buy the game. That's a lie.
And within 1 week, all the viewers were bored and demanded I stopped playing it. And I wasn't even bored of it yet. I was still, like, learning it and enjoying it.
Because he played by himself. He didn't play the single player. I think Meerkat, I don't know if he got if I misheard him, but he didn't play the single player. He played it by himself, which I guess is the same thing, same difference, whatever. But he played There's like something in my sleeve that's like pissing me off, by the way. I'm trying to get it out. But oh my god. What is this? It was a piece of tape. How the fuck did tape get there? Oh my god, what the fuck? Anyways, he played solo pretty much. So of course no one's gonna care, and he was just playing in boring ways. Like it just wasn't his kind of game, and anyone could have told him that, but he played it anyway because he got it for free.
Everyone told me just stop playing it, move on. It sucks. So I did.
No one said that though. It was just it got bad views on YouTube, but he has other low views. But you know, whatever. It's the view paradox.
So if anything, if you're not in that very,
And again, he's comparing his experience with everyone else. Like, dude, not every game can like fucking get your dick hard. This dude is like, oh, so I played this game and I got bored. Pretty weird, huh? It's like, yeah, you just didn't get into it. Yeah, I got Splatoon 3 as well. I enjoyed it, but I kind of like fell off with it because I want to play other games. So it's like not a bad game. It's just, you know, it didn't connect with me that deeply. I enjoyed it, but it's like, you know, whatever. But this dude buys all these games, plays it once, and then throws it away. And then he's like saying this shit about Splatoon, which is kind of silly because it's the same behavior he has with any other game. Technically, he beats it, never thinks about it again.
I hate to say it, exclusive Nintendo fanboyish mindset community. I did. So if anything, if you're not in that very, I hate to say it, exclusive.
Hate to say exclusive. My guy. Just because other people like something you don't like doesn't mean it's an exclusive cult. That must be the case, right?
Nintendo fanboyish mindset community.
Oh, man.
A lot of the content that becomes the most prominent on Nintendo consoles, it's just not that good. I don't think Splatoon is anything that special. It's good, it's addictive, but it's not like, oh my god, it's a must play. You absolutely.
No one. I've talked to people. I've seen people talk about Splatoon, and none of them say it's a must play. Oh my god, this game did this and that. All I see is, oh, this game was fun. Oh wow, look at this. Oh man, this guy tried to do this paint maneuver. I outpainted him or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Like they just say shit like that. You know, like normal people. I've not seen anyone have like a cult segment about Splatoon. If anything, I see that more with DSP when he talks about the games he likes. This game is so meaningful to me. Oh yeah, so meaningful. Oh, when I play this game, I'm like, yes, meaningful, and all those other buzzwords. But I see other people talk about games they like, and it's just normal people. Why is DSP so like worked up over like nonsense?
Must enjoy this game. I don't believe that at all.
Real and again, all this is about is just Foamstars getting a lukewarm reception to no reception because the game had no hype at the start, and he used that to shit on Splatoon for no reason. He's acting as if the Splatoon fan base was outside his door, ready to kill him, and it's like no one is doing anything. This dude, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him. Like, this segment is, like, insane. Genuine insane.
Alright? I never did. Even Splatoon 1, I said the same thing. It's been 3 iterations. It's the same game 3 times. And they, you know what I mean? So now, their competitor has made essentially the same game. It's out for a day and a half, and people are like, meh. Right? Well,
maybe because it's the game. Okay, no, we're gonna be fucking we're gonna be fucking mean. Let's go to YouTube. Come on. Why you do this to me? Let's just try to find random gameplay of it. This says Foamstars is anything like Splatoon. I mean, that's true, me. I think about it. Wow, there's like nothing. Let's just watch this video.
Splatoon clone, but after playing it I found its hero shooter DNA became much more apparent. Yes, painting the floor with your team's foam color aids movement, enabling you to surf along the perpetually changing floor with ease, but points aren't awarded for how much territory you occupy. While I had fun with Smash the Star, my favourite mode without a doubt is Rubber Duck Party. Teams of 4 battle it out to capture a
Oh my god, I can't take this. But yeah, okay. So it really isn't anything like Splatoon at all. It has different modes. Yeah, you paint the ground, but it's not like the main focus of it. And hearing it's a hero shooter, like says it all. Splatoon isn't a hero shooter. Oh, okay.
Why is it meh?
I don't know, why didn't you play it? But like the reason I can already tell, it's just the I don't know, I didn't really like the style in my opinion. And again, I kind of try not to support most games that have AI involvement or anything AI related. I don't, you get it. But it also just looked like a game that was gonna die in a month anyway. Splatoon, it's a Nintendo game, and so you already know it's gonna get at least decent support from Nintendo because they've supported Splatoon 2. And like Splatoon has a better art style. Like I don't know, like I saw that little clip of it, and it was just like, I don't know, it just didn't really sing to me. And again, like Splatoon has a very like distinct style to it. And you can also take it on the go. Like, there's stuff you could do with Splatoon that you can't do in Foamstars, man.
When it's the same game that you already praised. Oh, because it's not on Nintendo. Well, there's your...
But this is dumb. Again, this is coming from the guy who skips Soulsborne games because they're knockoffs. So, listen to this.
It's out for a day and a half and people were like, meh. Right? Well, why is it meh? When it's the same game that you already praised. Oh, because it's not on Nintendo.
So Thymesia came out. Why was Thymesia, Phil? Is it because it didn't come from FromSoft? It's the same game from other Soulsborne games, and you did not play those games at all. Why did you skip these other Soulsborne games? He skipped The Surge 2, he skipped Lords of the Fallen. Why? Why did he skip those games? They're just like Soulsborne. And he skipped them. Why? Oh, is it because it's not from FromSoft? Oh, it's because it's knockoffs, right? This dude is so lame. So lame. Nintendo fans, okay, even Splatoon fans, let's say, what if they just didn't want to play Foamstars because they don't want to play a knockoff? They want to play the actual thing that they have. Right? It's like, why would I go eat a counterfeit steak when I get the real steak at home? Like, this dude is insane. And like, listen to it. If you throw this back at him, he'll be mad at you about it. Like, oh, hey Phil, why did you skip The Surge? Oh, because it's a knockoff. Why is it a knockoff? It's the same game from this other game. No, it's not. It doesn't play properly. How does he know Foamstars plays better than Splatoon? Like, why is he so forgiving of Nintendo knockoffs than the Soulsborne knockoffs? Why? I don't know. Good question.
Well, there's your answer.
There's your answer.
You're not a fan of Splatoon. You're a fanboy of Nintendo. That's why you think Splatoon's good.
Who? Oh, now I gotta hear it again. We got
same game that you already praised. Oh, because it's not on Nintendo.
Who is he talking to? Who is he talking to? Who said Splatoon is good because it's on Nintendo? Again, we saw a video that said it's not like Splatoon because it's a hero shooter mostly. It doesn't, painting territories isn't a main focus and all this other shit. There's rubber ducky mode, whatever the fuck. Like, there's different, like, shit about it. But who's he talking to? Who said that? We don't know. His imaginary friend, I guess.
No. Well, there's your answer. You're not a fan of Splatoon. You're a fanboy of Nintendo. That's why you think Splatoon's good. Anyway, that being said, people have said or asked, would I check out Foamstars on Saturday? I leave that totally in your court. The ball's in your court. If you want,
he defended Foamstars, and he's like, "Oh, it's up to you, man. You pick."
want to see me do that on Saturday. I'm open to trying it. You know, it's a free download. I have PS Plus. I'm not
Again, you know, if he had to pay for it, he would say it sucks and stupid and it's a knockoff of Splatoon. But since it's free, it's a cool knockoff now. Isn't that funny, right? You can only be it's okay to try knockoffs if they're free. Well, free. Unless it's a FromSoft knockoff, then you can't play that. Skip that.
against giving it a shot and seeing if it's something that is worth playing. Maybe we'll just do it the once and that's it. We never play it again.
Once.
I mean, if it really does play exactly like Splatoon, then I don't know why I would even want to really play as much. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So let's see. I guess unless you don't want it, in which case we don't play it. It's totally up to you guys. I'll leave that as an option. Maybe during the marathon event, I'll poll or we'll ask and we'll see what people want or whatever. Okay, but I think that would be to make the most sense of a time to try it would be the day when I'm already doing big variety during this bash. That would be the time to check it out.
I thought you were a variety streamer.
And then
now, by the way, he played Baldur's Gate 3 all week. And he's gonna play it again Friday. And then he's gonna play it again anyways. But this dude is like, I'm a variety streamer. I'm a variety streamer. He played Baldur's Gate 3 every day. And remember, he also complained about being considered a Baldur's Gate 3 streamer. I don't want to play Baldur's Gate 3 all the time for money, man. Plays it every day.
Definitely one thing that I think I want to do during that event is some Call of Duty multiplayer. For those who aren't aware...
Alright, I think we're done with the Splatoon segment. You know what? We'll do a bonus segment. I think Snort Hogan has a clip I can dissect. Where is the Hogan? There he is. And it's prominent? No. Kirk and Genius Bastards. Oh, perfect! We can talk about the fucking Microsoft bullshit. I almost forgot because this was also another insane fucking segment.
Tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Hogan.
Drip,
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go.
So the only other thing to talk about this morning is a follow-up to yesterday's Xbox story. As you remember, there is a strong rumor, not confirmed by anyone, but a strong rumor that Xbox exclusive games are now going to be ported to other consoles, notably the PS5. And already the rumor had been that it was going to be Hi-Fi Rush, but now the rumor is, it's going to be everything. It's going to be Starfield, it's going to be Halo, it's going to be Gears, it's going to be every game is going to be ported to other consoles, right?
Okay, right, correct.
So, of course, immediately everyone starts freaking out. Oh my god, this is the end of Xbox, right? This is seriously...
He, doesn't get the ramifications of a move like this. Because at that point, because he thinks that gamers are all impulse creatures. They all act on impulse. They don't have self-control. But some do, so why would they buy an Xbox when they could just wait for the PlayStation 5? I just think it's so funny to me. Because for years, I remember people saying, oh, exclusives are anti-consumer, more people should play the games, and this, that. I remember that being a big thing. And I agree. Exclusives do hinder the scope that people can play these games. So I don't give a fuck about exclusives that much about any console. Yeah, PS5 games are on PC, that's cool, I don't care. Oh, whatever. It just becomes a problem when it's like, oh yeah, I own all three consoles, oh shit, now there's no point. But in the future, I could buy one console and stick with that. So, that's where I land with exclusives. It's like, at the end of the day, I don't really care. It's like, hey, I just want to play the games I want to play. Whatever. So, it's so funny to me that we are now back to saying, oh, this console doesn't have any exclusives. What's the point? And it's like, well, does it really matter? Because you're gonna buy the game anyway, and more people are gonna play the game. It's that kind of thing, you know what I mean? But here we go, we gotta get DSP crying about it.
That's it. There's nothing else that's ever gonna be worth playing on Xbox. There's no reason to own an Xbox, yada yada. If you want my take on that, watch yesterday's podcast, because I had a different take. I feel like this is an over-exaggeration. Literally no one has said there will not be Xbox exclusives, or at least timed exclusives, right? Can you imagine if Halo, whatever it is, what would it be, 7, 8? Let's say Halo 10 came out, and it actually came out on PlayStation the same day as Xbox. Do you think that's going to happen? I don't think Microsoft's...
How do you know it won't happen?
all this money, buying all these studios, to then make games cross-platform. What was the point then?
To farm money, because technically they bought these companies, and these companies are releasing it on other consoles. That's still money that's going to them. They'll just not care about the console sales, which I kind of feel it's gonna happen, sooner rather than later or whatever the fuck. Especially the new Series X will not have a disc drive. Like, I kind of feel like that these companies are gonna slowly experiment with like digital only, and they're not gonna be like the main thing, because they probably understand they're consumers. Like, yeah, if you're gonna buy a physical, they can try for a PC. They have disc drives. We don't have to make them, and there you go. They'll leave it at that.
I'm just saying. But that's my take. And a lot of people disagree. They think this is the end of Xbox. The sky is falling. I've even seen people start posting stuff up on the internet. This was the day when Xbox started its downward slope to death, and it's Don Matrick presenting the Xbox One. Remember?
DSP as like fantasized about Nintendo failing to the point where they became a software company, by the way.
That? Do you guys remember over 10 years ago when Don Matrick literally botched the launch of Xbox One and looked like making himself look like a jackass and made everyone hate Microsoft for like a year? I remember that, and I remember he got shit canned. He got basically fired. They said he left. No, he was...
How does he know he was fired, though? How does he know? Where's this proof? This sounds like a conspiracy theory. This sounds like, as the title says, this sounds like an Escort theory, Escort Saga style theory, Phil. How does he know he got shit canned? Does he have proof? Does he have receipts?
Forced out. And then he went to run Zynga, a mobile games company, for a few years. He tanked that company too, and then he left the industry. So there you go. Anyway, the big announcement and follow-up this morning is Phil Spencer himself. Yes, that's right, the CEO of Xbox. He came out and said, I'm hearing all this stuff that's being said online. Next week, we are going to do an official online event to explain what's going on. And he left it at that. He says it'll be about the future of Xbox. And that's it. Immediately, people say, well, that's obviously concrete evidence. We're all correct.
Well, then, but, okay, Phil, why would they need an entire event to say, we are not doing this? Like, is the... this is a good event. This is like my reaction to, like, every time DSP talks. But, my guy, how does he know? How does he know that's not the case? By the way, I think he intended to do his facepalm so he could degrease himself. So like, oh yeah, oh okay, good. I degreased, and now he's all right.
He literally didn't say anything. He literally said, "We will have an event next week to explain what's going on."
So why is there an event? DSP, this whole thing, he's doing an event to address the rumors, man, about them wanting to like make their consoles, their games multi-platform. The most he'll probably say is, "Oh, we're gonna like, we'll have day 0 editions for Xbox, and then a year later or whatever the fuck, it'll come out on PS5 and PC later, or just on PC, whatever the fuck." That's all that's gonna happen, and it's gonna be like the extreme side. Sure, they're gonna be wrong, but no one is sitting there like saying it's gonna be this extreme thing. People are just saying this is a dumb idea because why buy an Xbox? Like, people have been saying the problem with Xbox is there's no exclusives, and Xbox has done nothing to like have an exclusive. Come on.
Didn't say, yes, you're all right. He didn't say anything like that at all. What the? This just drives me nuts. Right? You know what I mean? Like, people spin anything to serve their own agendas. He didn't say anything about it. He just says, I've heard everyone talking online. He's heard this buzz online, and he basically wants to clear the air, so he's going to do a presentation next week to explain what's really.
Now, it's so funny. There's a rumor about Microsoft going around, and Deep's like, oh my god, these rumors! Oh my god, stupid rumors! Oh my god! Gets so mad. There's a rumor about Nintendo, and he is all about it. He's like, dude, they said they might have a Switch 2. Oh my god, the Switch 2, man, it could happen. All this stuff. Every time there's a Nintendo rumor, he like eats it up. He eats it up. But Microsoft, it's really weird. It's like, is DSP a deep pocket investor of Microsoft? Is he secretly like a big time investor of Microsoft this whole time?
Going on. Is that not as clear as the day that he wants to dispel maybe some rumors and let everyone know the truth of the matter? Like, I just don't get it. What fucking makes people think that confirmed what they were talking about? It doesn't at all. Do you guys remember years and years ago when there was a fabrication about somehow I was hiring an escort and flying them from Europe to my home to spend time with me, right? And
you know what? At this point, I wish that was true. I wish it was true. It would be so funny. I mean, instead we get a technicality with Cat. Cat the technicality. Think about it.
Well, tomorrow I'm going to tell you all the truth about it on the podcast, right? Now, back then I didn't have a podcast, but I said, oh, I'll talk about it on the pre-stream tomorrow. And some people said, you see, tomorrow he's going to spill the beans and confirm it all.
I don't think he ever did that. I think he just said people are stupid, and then that's it.
And the next day I said, it's all bullshit, it's all lies, don't believe any of it, I don't know where it's coming from, just ignore it, right?
I don't think he did any of that, but whatever. Like, okay.
Your guys are out of your minds. Just because he's going to do an event to clarify what's going on with Microsoft doesn't mean he's 100% confirming everything's, all these conspiracies. Like, what the fuck? Really, this is just insane.
But again, this isn't an insane conspiracy, though. Like, this dude, like, the escort thing is only insane because it's DSP. Like, you really think DSP was going to fly someone from Europe? No, of course not. Whatever. But this is a reasonable, like, rumor. But whatever.
I don't know how these people fucking get this stuff. I just don't understand why people in the modern day want to believe the absolute craziest, zaniest, most drama-filled, worst-case scenario about everything. Really.
Worst case scenario.
I expect
again
the announcement.
This dude acts as if he's like an investor, and Phil Spencer did something that he didn't know. And he's like, they didn't tell me I'm an investor.
To be. Here's my expectations, and I could be wrong because this is my speculation. They want to have exclusive games for a limited time, so they're gonna make games like Blizzard, Activision, you know, that just got acquired, Bethesda, what's the name of the studio that just made the flop game Redfall, but they've made games like Dishonored and stuff in the past? I forgot their name. But they have like 10, 15 big studios. I assume the announcement's going to be, when we launch games, they're going to have a timed window on Xbox. So like, let's say 6 months, there'll be Xbox exclusives. So if you want to play them, you either got to have a PC or an Xbox. Then they're going to be ported to PS5 so that another audience can get a chance to play these games, because that makes sense. They're going to get their installed base exclusivity window. So if you still own the console, you get that bonus. Maybe a lot of these games will still be under Game Pass, so you'll get them under Game Pass.
I just love it's a bonus. You buy an Xbox, and as a bonus, you get games. The fact he said that, like, just highlights the insanity of being an Xbox fan.
To buy them. But if you own a PS5, you're not left in the cold. You'll be able to buy the game a few months later, right? That's my take. I think that would make the most sense. Seriously. I don't know where people are getting this idea, right? Xbox is now Sega. They're no longer going to make consoles. They're just going to make games and...
But what if this is the beginning, though? The beginning of the end. They start doing this, and then... Because, again, they're doing this, right? Let's say they do what DSP says. Oh, 6 months, next year, whatever the fuck they release on PS5. Eventually, when the PlayStation 6 and Xbox Series XL comes out, whatever the fuck they're gonna call the next console comes out, what would be the incentive of buying that console? The games are gonna be able to come out on PlayStation, you know that, so why bother?
Push them everywhere. Who the fuck said anything
Damn,
like
he
that?
slammed that
I
table.
don't care what your industry insider is leaking. There's no evidence of anything. It's wild. What these
But he's reporting whatever.
people fucking come out with. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I could be completely wrong. From a business standpoint, I think that makes the most sense of what they could do. That way they don't lose the entire need for the Xbox console outside of the Game Pass
But they
value.
are, though.
And
They
it's
are
the best
gonna-
of both worlds because they
whatever.
will make additional sales when the games go cross-platform 6 months later. Essentially, their games will have 2 life cycles. The Xbox launch and then the worldwide release months later. They'll get 2 sales boosts. You see?
I like it says the Xbox launch and then the worldwide launch. Like, Xbox apparently is not a worldwide console. It's only in Xbox land.
I don't see what's wrong with that or why people would think otherwise. Why? Because people want to be toxic. People want to believe the
Toxic.
worst. They want to see the downfall of Microsoft and Xbox.
Again, this dude, like, is dreaming of Nintendo's downfall. This dude demanded Nintendo to fail. He said they deserve to fail because they made the Wii U. They made one bad console, and they deserve to fail for that decision for years after. Microsoft makes 2 dud consoles, the Xbox One and Series X, but they don't deserve to fail. They're doing fine. Leave them alone. Let them buy companies. But Nintendo makes one bad console and then makes amiibos, and they deserve a lifetime of failure. Why? What? This dude, it's so funny to me that he has such a weird hate boner for Nintendo. It's like, it's been such a fascinating thing about him. The one consistent thing about DSP, if anything, is his hate for Nintendo. If DSP turns on the stream and says Nintendo is cool and says nothing but positive things, you know DSP died. You know that's not the real guy.
Because then they could they go videos about it and streams about it, and they could have pictures with fires burning and the dog sitting at the table. This is fine, and the Elmo going like this with the apocalyptic fire background, and they could and everyone gets all uppity about shit on the internet.
This dude gets somebody about fucking Splatoon. He literally made a random ass rant about Splatoon. And he's mocking people who at least, they have a reason to shit on Microsoft. It's based on leaks, but it's far more like you can see the breadcrumbs. Him shitting on Splatoon was like the most random pot shot I have seen anyone do in anything. It was such a random rant for no reason.
I'm tired of it because it's so fucking immature. There's no evidence of anything anyone is saying. They're doing it on purpose to stir up nonsensical drama so you'll watch their crap, and it pisses me off. All right? Now, if next week the announcement is, yeah, we're not going to make Xboxes anymore, everything's going to be full on, cross-platform from now on, then you know what? Fair enough. You want to go crazy. You want to go ham. You want to make the content with the fire and the apocalypse. Then at least it's warranted. But at least fucking wait for that to happen before you announce it. You fucking ingenuous bastards. Really. These people just are so out for clickbait.
Hey, what was
but at least fucking wait for that to happen before you announce it. You fucking ingenuous want to make the content with the fire and the apocalypse. Then at least it's warranted. But at least fucking wait for that to happen before you announce it.
Before you announce, okay.
You fucking ingenuous
Ingenuous.
bastards.
Whatever.
Really. These people just are so out for clickbait. They want you to believe the worst of that.
He's so mad about people doing clickbait. Again, sure, clickbait is like a cheap way to get clicks and all this stuff. Like, I have seen people just say, yeah, clickbait's dumb, whatever. But DSP goes in such a passionate, burning rage over it, all to defend Microsoft. For, like, what reason?
That way they benefit. It
Ugh.
pisses me off. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's my take, and I guess I clicked the wrong thing. that's my take, and I guess we'll see next week what actually happens when Phil Spencer steps up to the plate, per se, and it announces exactly what's going on.
To the plate.
All right? I guess we'll see. I agree. Dark Magus says console wars are stupid. Console wars have...
DSP is the king of console wars. He falls for it all the time.
Always been stupid. Listen, competition is fine, but fanboyism and warring between gaming communities is
like this dude puts so much like effort into like because this like Xbox is Doom stuff and all these other stuff he reports on about people being insane are like the fringes of fanboy communities or whatever the fuck. And that's what he proliferates. But he could just ignore it like anyone else would, or just laugh at it like a normal person. But he can't do that. He has to get so passionately angry about it just to make a point. He just wants to be that he just wants to be a shtick, I guess.
Fucking stupid and always has been. You need competition. Competition is healthy. When you have multiple companies vying for the top spot, it's healthy because it makes them want to be better. It makes them have improvements to their consoles, improvements to their game development cycles. Everyone's trying to be the top dog. We want that in the games industry. We don't want one bloated person or company in charge that's always...
Dude, Microsoft bought like all these companies and DSP was like thirsting for it. He was like, dude, they're gonna buy Blizzard? They're gonna buy Activision? Oh man. Stupid fucking UK. Let it happen. Let them buy. Let them buy. Oh god, they bought Bethesda. Oh yes. Okay. He was like fucking jumping up and down for this fucking merger to happen. Jumping up and down. And people could say, oh, this is like anti-competition because they're buying the competition. He kept telling them, no, it's not, man. It's cool.
Ahead. Because then what happens is you get laziness and complacency like we have with YouTube. There is no video sharing website that competes with YouTube. So what happens with YouTube? The site's shit. Worst DMCA fucking system on the internet. Absolute abuse left and right.
It's
Ads
funny,
fucked up.
when he got DMCA'd on Twitch, he praised YouTube's DMCA system. And he also praised the DMCA system before. Whatever.
Left and right. Demonetization's rampant. People get banned from the site for no fucking reason. They reprogram the site on a daily basis, ruin it for everybody. Then we fix it after the fact. They don't listen. They don't actually admit fault. They're fucked up. Why?
So it's bad that something was broken. They fix it after the fact. That's bad, apparently. I mean, I guess, but I mean, I kind of see it as like, well, at least they fixed it, you know?
The industry leader, and no one can take them down. They're just untouchable. We don't want that in the games industry. We want competition, right? We do. We absolutely want competition. So let's hope that there is competition. I don't want to see the downfall of Xbox. I'm not a fucking Sony pony, you know? At the same time, I'm not an Xbot either. I just want to see... I don't feel like right now there is much competition because all the Xbox exclusive games suck. Let's be honest. Halo Infinite was good for 2 months and then it sucked, right? Redfall comes out. It sucks. Hi-Fi Rush, it's good, but it's just an indie game. It's not going to stir up that much attention.
What? It's an indie game. Like, he said, okay, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. Hi-Fi Rush. Well, I mean, it's kind of good.
Okay.
Right?
These exclusives are not enough to make Xbox a huge competitor against PS5. It sucks. We need that. We want to see competition. And we're not having it right now. In this generation of consoles, it's very one-sided towards Sony, and that sucks. You want to see more competition so they'll actually work to improve more, and I don't think that's happening. So, let's see what happens, all right? Let's see what happens next week. All right.
All right. Okay, that is it for this video. This is a nice little bonus segment. This was a short video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. And as always...
Time to skedaddle on out of here!
All right. Bye-bye.